Hello everybody, welcome to your next pick a card reading. My name's Brittany, I'm the Cancerian Clairvoyant, and today we have our next pick a card, which the topic is, what are people's first impressions of you? So this could be upon someone meeting you and what kind of vibe that you give off and what they think of you, and we'll say in total or in general. So a couple things before we go ahead and get started. Thank you, first of all, for being here. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. Hit that bell to receive notifications for when I go live. And if you feel compelled to do so, hit that like button and the share as well. Every little bit helps. A couple things. If you would like to purchase a reading, check out the description box below. There are details on how to get that process initiated. Just shoot me an email and we will get started on that and schedule something for you. Also, I am thinking of starting up, say, spiritual teachings or some maybe type of subscription basis where I will teach different things about different spiritual topics, and we can kind of delve into that piece about, what is it that we're trying to achieve as far as it being, channeling, or are we going to be working on learning how to read tarot cards, psychic abilities, telepathy, and I come up with a system that I think will work really good, and have created some different games to get those abilities to come out, to see how to validate yourself when those things are happening. So I'm excited to try to get that started. I think in the next 2 weeks here, I'm going to go ahead and do that. If you have interest for that, please drop a comment. I definitely would want to know about it, just to see, kind of get a pulse on, what people are thinking. So I just wanted to make that quick announcement. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and get started. So we have 3 options here. Pile 1, which we have the Cassandra Jasper. Pile 2, we have the Sodalite. Pile 3, Mother of Pearl. So pile 1, 2, and 3. And I will give you a couple seconds to just meditate on this question and see what pile you're drawn to. You might be drawn to 2 piles. If you feel so, please pick that second one and listen to that one as well. There's probably some mixed messages. Also keep in mind that this is a collective reading, so if some of the things do not, appear totally true, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and get started, and hopefully you've picked your pile. So we're going to start with pile 1 over here. Oops. Move these out of the frame. Okay. Pile 1, Cassandra Jasper. Put that right there. And we'll get to shuffling. What are people's first impressions of you? Pile 1. What are people's first impressions of you? Spirit, send clear messages so that I can understand. What are people's first impressions of you? So we get the 7 of Pentacles so far, the 4 of Swords, and the 8 of Cups. I think that you are kind of a quiet person. You like to observe and watch people and see what other people are doing, because you are just taking it all in. You seem like a little bit anxious at first, kind of like you're like, I want to leave. This guy walking out the door. But I think it's because you just are very intuitive and empathic to what is going on around you, and other people and your observations kind of make you nervous. We have Strength. When you do talk and people hear you talk, you speak with conviction. What you have to say is powerful, they feel like, and people listen to you when you have something to say. And I think it's because you don't really talk as much, you're more observant, so when you do talk, people do really hear you and understand that what you're saying is important. All right. 9 of Pentacles. Yeah, people think you're quite important. Look at this girl. She's and kind of brave is what I get. Like kind of knows what she's doing. Knows in a book. She has a staff here, so she's like ready. She's ready to go. She's learned. Yeah, definitely. And then you see them studying, sitting in a study over here with books. So I think people think that you're very intelligent, that you have a lot of book knowledge and book smarts. So we have the Six of Wands. It looks like, again, look, they're just kind of observing the room. It seems like too this is kind of you when we walk into a room, people you kind of have a way about you where you're like glowing or light up. I just see you walking into a room and or somebody walking into a room and people kind of turning heads really not sure why they are, but just to kind of look at you. I think that you have a very unique face and unique features and people notice that about you and very quiet. I think sometimes people don't know how to react to very quiet people. They're not used to it maybe. So then we have the Ace of Cups. People think you're very kind and you have nice gestures to offer, and that when you do speak, that you have nothing but kind words and you exude kindness. And I feel like right here with the kind of colors, like your aura is very bright. You might have an orange or I see yellow aura, very motivated. Also, at the same time as being motivated, just kind to humans and other people in general. All right, so we have the Knight of Pentacles. People see you as very passionate, like I was saying, especially when you speak. You're very swift moving. Seems like you charge right into what you're doing. People notice that you're very helpful. So when if you're with a group of people that you've never met before and someone asks, "Hey, could I get a volunteer to do, this or this?" You're definitely one of the first people to offer. Still quiet, but definitely willing to help. People think that you are family oriented, and that you enjoy being around your family. The Ten of Pentacles here talks about family legacy or just having a lot of abundance as well. So you might have a very beautiful appearance and dress very bourgeois. And that's kind of what I get here too with this Nine of Wands, that you might be a little bit bougie. But people think you have really great style and that shows outwardly. You might have very unique wardrobe choice, as far like I just see very flowing clothes and kind of like when you walk you like float a little bit. If you're a female, I see a dress and it's floating, and then when you walk it kind of like floats behind you. And then this I just hear stellar. So the Wheel of Fortune. People think that you're not from here. Some of the things that you say are a little bit odd, but when they hear it and they listen to it and then they process the meaning of it, I hear things like, "Oh, I didn't think of it that way." That's a unique observation. And I think it is because that you're so observant. And I think you directly channel information from the universe, and come up with those profound thoughts that deliver messages to people. So it seems like you have a lot of things that you say that spark epiphanies and kind of light up people's mind to go, you know what? I've never thought of it that way. That's interesting. And I kind of get that here too with that. Like there's one orb that's lit up. Also here with the wands. And then we're just going to go ahead and pull one more card. Oh, that one flew out. You might be very beautiful, a little bit tempting or temptress if you're a female, seductive in that way, that people feel drawn to you and you don't even really have to do anything. they just feel pulled towards you. You might hear people say a lot, your face looks very familiar. I get that a lot, and I think that sometimes it's only because I have a message to give to somebody. So it seems like you lure people in, and people get that impression like you're easy to talk to. Although this is the devil card, it's more of enslavement to me. So like you kind of lure people in, people feel comfortable talking to you. People probably tell you a lot of things like that you don't want to know, just very randomly, or talk about their problems to you. I get that a lot too. I don't even know the person, and then like within 5 minutes they've told me their whole life story. That's not a bad thing, but I just feel like I have a familiar face, and I feel like this is same for you as well. I would probably pick this pile, to be honest with you. All right, what are people's first impressions of you? We're going to pull an oracle card, and then I'm going to get a message from Spirit as well with my little paper thingies I made. All right. Council of Light, Divine Orchestration, Helpers in the Subtle Realm. So I think that people get the impression that you help people through problems or with your words, that you're divinely guided. And like I was saying, you know, the messages that you say to people, or the things that you say to people, they get very, taken aback by what it is that you're saying, because it is not, I don't feel like it's something normal that would come out of people's mouth, or something that they would hear every day. And people feel like when they, like their first impression of you is that, you know, you're divinely guided, or you're not from here. You may often see lots of pictures in your head, and it makes you seem like you kind of zone out. That's what I get here from the Four of Swords, like resting or sleeping. But you're not. You're just going within to see answers, or draw conclusions. So what are people's first impressions of you? And that's also here too with the Seven of Pentacles. Look, she's kind of like daydreaming. And I get that. And then like these things are just, obviously that stuff would not be floating in real life. So you're just looking at all the things that are coming into play. And I think that you see people's life streams, and that people don't realize that you're processing information. So it might seem like your head's a little bit in the clouds, but you're actually just downloading lots of information and processing lots about your surroundings and your environment all at the same time. I feel like sometimes people, when they want to get your attention, they'll maybe like snap their fingers at you, or like they have to like wave at you or say your name, because you're like very deep in thought or analyzing what you're seeing inside of your mind. So the impression that people get of you, you seem like a knockout. So I want to marry you. And I believe that people are, like I was saying, very attracted to you, and they think that you're perfect material for marriage. That you would be, I would call you maybe like a trophy wife, or somebody that would be very beautiful, very intelligent, someone that would make the perfect spouse, you know, other people's dream. So that's the first impression that you give off to people. All right, that was really interesting. So if you have any comments or remarks, please put them on this video. I really want to know, you know, what you're like, because it helps me improve my readings when I can see and have that confirmation from people telling me, yes, you got this right. Yes, I'm this, but I'm not that. So please drop a comment if you feel compelled to. If you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, please do so, and hit that notification bell for when I go live, which I do on Sundays. Those are always fun, so please come join us for those. We are having a special one, I am, for my birthday on Saturday, which is July 4th, and I think I'm going to be doing a giveaway. I'm not exactly sure what yet for the raffle, possibly a free reading, maybe a deck of cards, but TBD. So please join us. It'll be a blast. 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, or 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, my bad. All right. Have a blessed day, Pile 1. All right, we have Pile 2, which is the Sodalite crystal. All right, put this down right here. Okay, Spirit. Alright, for pile 2, welcome to the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. If you would like a personal reading, check out the description box below on how to do that. And if you have any interest in the classes I might be offering, please let me know, and maybe some topics that, might interest you for learning about spiritual abilities. But we will go ahead and get right into the reading of what are people's first impressions of you. That you have a romantic, loving nature. You're a little bit secretive. A little bit of a hot mess, like chaotic. This one's going to be interesting. But it's only because you're very in tune with what's going on. You probably have a sixth sense, and that kind of keeps you secretive, but also keeps you chaotic, because I think sometimes you might feel like you're just getting pulled around. So you might jump back and forth between topics quite a lot, just because that's what you're being guided to talk about. But people definitely see you as, you're very loving. Look at all those hearts there. Loving and playful. Look at this cat kind of, playing at the bottom here. People get the impression that you have a lot of romantic offers and options in front of you. You might be on social media, or be popular, have a pretty popular page, or people might enjoy following you on social media. That might be something that you actually promote or talk about. So when you first meet somebody, their impression of you is, hey, let me check out their page. I want to see the kind of stuff that they post. And if you share it with them, they gladly will go on there and take a look, and probably even follow you and continue to follow you. Like, it seems like you're very friendly, and they get to know you, and then these people, become part of your life. Like, strangers, basically. I get that people think that you're very strategic, and you have a plan laid out. Because, although you are chaotic, you give direction well, which makes people think, oh, okay, although they're jumping back and forth between topics, they do know what they're talking about. They're just passionate. You get the Ten of Pentacles. People probably think that you are family-oriented and abundant. You probably post a lot of pictures of your family and possibly babies online. I see babies very, very apparent to me, that you enjoy documenting your family life, and it's really not fake. It's all true. You're really like this in real person. So people get that impression that you love your family, and probably within the first 5 minutes of meeting you, that's definitely something that you will talk about. People think that you're carefree and just kind of go with the flow. I just hear the phrase "life's a beach." Even in your chaotic moments, you're just going with the flow, even though it is chaotic and quick moving and kind of seems like a tornado or whirlwind. It's really just you going with the flow. But I don't think other people, or the people that are meeting you, would approach things like that, but you do. Get the Page of Pentacles. People think that you're very adventurous and you're willing to start new endeavors. When they meet you, they think that... Sorry about that, guys. My video got cut off. If I could just make one video without getting it cut off, that would be fantastic. I tried putting it on airplane mode, but it doesn't record the video, so I don't really know what to do. I'll figure it out. I thought I turned off the cell phone tower, and the Wi-Fi, but it didn't work. So, okay. All right, so let's keep going. So people might think that you're, you know, very adventurous. They got the cape on here. Definitely somebody that is willing to take on an endeavor. Active listener, just a willing participant in any conversation. You remind people when they first meet you of someone that they've known before, and they can like pinpoint the person. Or you have characteristics of like childhood friends or family members. You often resonate very closely with that person that's seeing you or meeting you for the first time of somebody that they know. So when they relate to you, that's good for you because you have that nostalgic bond with them already without even really having to do anything. So people see you as a first impression that you're definitely willing to work with others, and trying to be about the solution, not the problem, and really trying to figure something out. And kind of engaging with everybody. It seems like you're a little bit chatty, definitely that. Secretive with yourself, but like extroverted in other matters. Yeah, so then we have the King of Cups and then the Five of Cups. So I get like you are emotionally reserved about matters that come to yourself. You might even really like love the beach. That just came up for someone there. And I know some of them are on the beach, but there's a lot of pictures here with the beach or like feel really comfortable about the water. That's not necessarily someone's first impression of you, but and it might actually be that you're like sun-kissed or like have a tan to you or a glow to you. Yeah, that's more of, I think, where I'm going with that one. And with the Five of Cups, people think that, you know, you might ruminate on things a little bit longer if something doesn't go exactly right, but eventually you do move on. So if someone disappoints you, I think that you definitely, kind of get in your head about it or get a little bit upset, but you get over it pretty quickly, and then you're able to move on to things that are more promising. So that's the first impression that people get from you. Now let me pull an oracle card. I'll do this one. Align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change. So because you're so outward, I think that people see you as somebody that's really motivated to change things in their life, especially if you don't like how something's going. So when people see you, they go, oh man, you know what? They must work really hard or be able to, instantly change your life. And I think people find that very promising and also wish that, a little bit jealous because they wish that they could have that trait in them where they see a problem and they go, you know what, let's solve this. And then you actually do solve it and align your life up the way you need it to. So people's first impression of you, they might be a little bit jealous because I think you do have all of this going for you, and you appear very outward and outgoing. But for those of you that, the people that it's like envious, so they kind of want to be like you. So that's a good thing, and kind of a bad thing that they envy you, but very cool because it seems like you're a very good leader, and people get that impression of you that you're willing to take charge and take control of the situation and the problem at hand. All right, let me get one message from Spirit. So what are people's first impression of you? You motivate people so much that they would want to show up for you. They are willing to show up for you because you inspire something inside of them, and you do that with your work ethic. So even if they just met you, like if you're like, hey, you know what? And say you're like working on something with somebody, or you just meet them for the first time, or maybe it's a scenario where you're at work and you work with clients and you go, hey, you know what? Why don't we show up and, meet for this? Or and maybe it's something like outside of work that's not related. They definitely would show up for you because they definitely get good feelings about you. All right, Pile 2, thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. Hit that notification bell as well. Let me know your thoughts and comments that you might have about this reading, and if it was accurate. I'd really appreciate the feedback. Every bit helps me become a better reader and serve you guys better. All right, so we're going to move on to Pile 3. All right. Pile 3, we have the Mother of Pearl, iridescent. I love this. All right, sorry, got interrupted again, but I just figured out how to fuse the videos together, so we are in good shape. All right, so Pile 3, what are people's first impressions of you? First of all, thank you for tuning into the channel, Pile 3. If you have not subscribed yet, please do so and hit that notification bell for when I go live, which is usually on the weekends. And if you'd like to book a reading, check out the description box below. All right, Pile 3, what are people's first impressions of you? Oh, you are flowing. You go with the flow. Great listener. When you talk to people, you maintain eye contact, and one of the things that you do is actually show people that you are listening to them through your facial expressions and your eye contact. So people really like that about you when they do first meet you, but sometimes it can be a little bit intimidating with the eye contact because people aren't used to that. I'm just seeing people like a little bit uncomfortable. You listen so well because you are constantly in search of seeking the truth. I see you as like an information finder, and then basically people think that you have good judge of character. So you find the truth, you get to the bottom of whatever the situation is, and then you're able to tell people how to make a decision. And people think that you're a really great advisor, even just meeting you right off the bat, because you are so balanced and you can see through people, and people realize that they have a really hard time lying to you, and they get that impression that they shouldn't lie to you because you're going to probably be questioning them and listening and watching them to see what their answers are. You have like a lie detector built in. Okay, so we get new vitality. People think you are full of life, that you kind of light up the room. Youthful energy, I hear. Spread your wings. Yeah, people think that you're very free upon first meeting you. And I think that you are so free, and they get that impression of you because of that aspect of the truth. I feel people think that you're very honest. You're very straightforward, and that honesty creates that free-flowing that you have, that free-flowing nature that you have about you. People think that you are very emotionally balanced when they meet you, that you have mastered your heart chakra, that you have your emotions in check. And that's why that makes you such a good listener, because you're able to relate to people and understand what they're saying the first time around, because you understand their truth and understand the emotions, find the balance between that, and you're able to, and this is really hard for people, you're able to hear what they're saying and connect to it emotionally just through their words. Not even their emotion. You don't even have to connect to them emotionally to understand them. You can connect right through the words. And I think people often say to you, you know what I'm talking about, right? Because they're not sure if you know, but you definitely know. They're like just checking to make sure. And I think it's because you're not really displaying any emotions. You're just really listening to them. So they kind of are caught off guard by that because they're not exactly sure if you understand them or not. So they have to like reaffirm with you. Challenging times. I think that people think that you've been through some trauma in your life, and that's what makes you so balanced and a really great listener, because you've experienced these things and then apply them to how you see fit. Opportunity beckons. People think that you are optimistic, that you have an glass half full kind of perspective, and that you're very positive. And I think that's kind of what the new vitality is kind of relative to that, because that positive perspective, I think you actually, this guy's playing like a flute, like blowing into it. It looks like you like push life into other people just from your energy. That's how strong you are of an energy. And then all the colors are here of that energy. So you're pretty optimistic. And I think that you help other people raise their vibration, and they can feel that instantly with being around you. People think you're very genuine. And then we get crown chakra. I feel like that you have like a crown connection with people. Like, you know what people are thinking. You probably often finish people's sentences a lot. And they're like, yeah, you understand. Like that kind of dialogue. And the impression that you get, that they get from you, is that you're telepathic. And that they probably don't even need to talk for you to understand them. Although you do listen very well and you're hearing everything that they're saying. I'm going to do one more card because I feel like I need to. Helpless and hopeless. People think that you help the helpless and hopeless, and pump that energy into them. If someone's having a bad day, the impression that they get is that you're easily able to cheer somebody up. And it comes like, it's just second nature to you. And it's something that people observe about you that they really like, and it makes them want to engage or potentially be friends with you, because people want that kind of energy in their life. So I think that you're very easy to make friends with. So we'll pull an oracle card. What are people's first impressions of you? Awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. So I think that with that one too, like I was saying, you have a very high vibration, and people recognize that. But I also think that you have a way of showing other people how to have an energetic upgrade, and like instantly just being in your presence or in your energy raises other people's energy, and they leave the conversation, or when they leave you, they can feel it kind of like dwindle off, or it stay and like resonate with them. They can feel that very deeply. You leave that imprint on people, and it's like that they never forget you. All right, so I'm going to pull one message from Spirit to see what people's first impressions are and what Spirit has to say about it. All right, I get, have you put a plan into place to achieve your goals? So I think that people see you as very goal-oriented, and you're always talking about your plans. And that's why you have such a high energy, is because you know what you're trying to manifest, and people maybe don't see it as that you know what you're trying to manifest, but they see you as all of your goals lined up and you talking about the things that you're ambitious about or wanting to go get. So they definitely see that as you striving to reach your goals. All right, pile 3, thank you so much for tuning in. If you could please drop some comments about, how accurate the reading was. And if it resonated you, that's very appreciated. And all the feedback helps me. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. Hit that notification bell as well. And a like on the video if you feel compelled to. And also a share. It goes a long way for me. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you want to schedule a reading, please check out the description box below and we can do so. Otherwise, I would say have a blessed day.